What's going on with autonomous lift trucks in the warehouse and in DCs? My guest today is David Griffin. He is Chief Sales Officer with Seagd. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks very much for being with me. So, I'm assuming that autonomous lift trucks are a big deal these days. Perhaps the solution for everybody maybe, but if that is the case, why are they not in every facility?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me here. Yeah, we at Seagd definitely agree that autonomous lift trucks are going to be kind of the next wave of automation inside of both manufacturing facilities as well as distribution facilities. A lot of challenges to why the adoption curve still hasn't taken off yet. You know, for one thing, only in the last several years has the technology matured to the point where it can actually be deployed in real world environments. And so as the technology continues to mature, I think you will also see that adoption level increase and start to increase very rapidly.
What is the concern? Is it safety? Is it just how the lift trucks are used, what they're able to do or not do? What's the problem?
Safety is always a concern. It's always the first concern of any automation provider. But facilities, if you think about it, facilities over the last many decades have been designed specifically for manual forklift drivers. So when you think about aisle spacing, you think about inventory buffer design, you think about robotic cell designs, they're all designed to support a manual lift truck fleet. You think about safety guards, safety barriers, safety chocks, all designed to prevent and lessen the impact of accidents by manual drivers. In many cases, those facility designs work against automation. And so I think over the next several years, we'll start to see facility designs in support of automation. For example, safety chocks protecting a manual vehicle driver from driving into a robotic cell are simply not needed in automation. And so those types of facility design changes, as they start to take effect, people start to plan a design for automation. That'll enable the technology to continue to grow more rapidly.
So you don't just roll the autonomous lift trucks into the facility, turn on the switch and everything's fine.
That's right. That leads to what we call the expectation problem.
Tell me about that.
Many of the companies that we talk to are simply interested in, we would like an automated robot to do exactly what our human drivers do. That's not an appropriate expectation. The automation will never be able to do exactly what a human driver does. So we will have to organize inventory areas differently. We will have to design robotic cell entry and drop points differently. We will have to think about different material flows, different spacing requirements, different lighting in the facilities, potentially even different paint colors to support automation and the high intensity LiDAR and vision-based navigation systems that are required, right? And so as facilities have been designed for decades for manual drivers, they will also have to migrate and transform for automated solutions as well.
This is the thing with all technology, is when you bring technology into a facility of any kind, you're going to have to make some adjustments in order to accept it.
That's exactly
make it operate. So it seems it just makes a lot of sense.
That's exactly right. So what we tell our customers is successful deployments are 10% about the technology and 90% about the adoption and accountability of your facility and your personnel.
Interesting. Well, what are some common applications right now for autonomous lift trucks in warehousing, in manufacturing, in DCs? Tell me a little bit about where they are.
Sure. I'll start with manufacturing. Tremendous opportunity. Most manufacturers that we speak with are interested in moving parts directly from their internal inventory areas directly to the line. And so by automating that process, you can do several things that are beneficial to the end customer. You can lower the required inventory levels because the movements of the goods are far more predictable. You absolutely improve safety within the facility itself because the automation has so many fewer incidents and accidents than manual drivers, right? And then that reliability, automation doesn't call in sick in the morning, right? And so that reliability of labor and of effort is hugely valuable to the customer.
So that's manufacturing?
That's manufacturing.
What about warehouse DCs?
On warehouse and in DCs, the primary interest area that we see now is going from inbound staging areas, so goods and pallets coming directly off the truck, long distance travel to put away areas. And so we can automate that long distance travel and save the manual drivers for the things that are really needed, like getting goods in and out of trucks. The second application in warehouse and in distribution would be taking goods from the put-away location that have been organized and ready for outbound shipment and going and building outbound staging areas ready for distribution.
What is autonomous buffer management?
Autonomous buffer management is the logical and operational ability to handle those internal inventory buffers that I've talked about. And so if you think about a big, in a manufacturing situation, if any major manufacturing, you will see hundreds of these buffer areas inside a facility, and they are always organized in stacks of inventory goods, one commodity per lane, usually 3 or 4 levels high. So autonomous buffer management is the ability to intelligently move through that buffer area, top to bottom, front to back, left to right, and be able to handle the anomalies of that inventory area being refilled by manual drivers, all while we're doing the depletion process in an automated way.
Wow. So sum up for me, David. What is the key to successful automation?
I think the key to successful applications, starting with the when. So let's choose something where we can be successful with automation. Let's make sure that our expectations are in line and appropriate for what really can be done. Let's not try to duplicate human drivers. And let's start small, and let's build some consensus and accountability with your personnel inside the facility, and then scale from there.
Thank you so much, David, for giving us a real-world insight into the world of autonomous lift trucks and warehouses. Really appreciate your time. Can I ask you for a moment, though, about Seagd specifically? How do you folks fit into this picture?
Absolutely. Seagd has been in this automation game for more than a decade. We've got 50 of the most well-known global brands in our customer portfolio. We've deployed automation in hundreds of facilities and thousands of robots. And so the experiences I'm relating today have been learned over many, many years with many, many customers. And so we feel like we're in a great position to really talk about what it takes to bring automation to the next level.
Thanks again, David. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with David Griffin of Seagd. Thank you very much for watching.